Black Panther's first cut came in at around 2.5 hours, which means there are some intriguing scenes and concepts cut from the final movie we never got to see. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers, it's Jan here, and today I'm going to reveal details about a deleted Rocky-style montage, footage chopped from the end of the movie, 2 characters Ryan Coogler wanted to include in the film but couldn't, and much more. If you're here for the first time, I do regular Marvel and deleted scenes videos, plus I've got a Black Panther giveaway running right now for all my subscribers. So make sure you hit the bell and leave me a comment with your thoughts about the deleted scenes for a chance to win. Obviously, spoilers ahead for Black Panther, so take care if you haven't seen it yet. Black Panther's crew did an amazing job bringing the nation of Wakanda to vivid life on screen, and if writer-director Ryan Coogler had had his way, we would have seen even more of the incredible African nation in the final film. Yes, early drafts of the script included a scene where T'Challa and Nakia went for a run through Wakanda to Nakia's home. Speaking to Digital Spy, Coogler described the scene as a Rocky-style jog, pretty fitting given the director's second feature film was Creed. Although Black Panther had a very healthy budget, more in fact than several of Marvel's other recent films, in the end the scene was cut to save money, though Coogler added that even if they had shot it, he doubts there would have been time for it in the final version. I guess because it wasn't essential to the actual plot. If the scene had made it into the movie though, not only would we have been able to explore more of the country, but we'd also have met Nakia's parents and seen what they thought of T'Challa, their daughter's ex-boyfriend. Chadwick Boseman revealed there are a couple of deleted scenes of T'Challa and Everett Ross in his office. The scenes he's referring to are likely after Ross wakes up and talks to Shuri and discovers that the bullet injury to his spine has been healed with Wakandan technology. It's the first time Ross has ever seen Wakanda, and Shuri tells him not to touch anything as her brother will soon return. I think there's a snippet of this deleted scene in the second Black Panther trailer in the form of a voiceover by Martin Freeman, which could match the discussion he had with T'Challa in the scene that was cut.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky. But I have never seen anything like this.
And there's also some footage of Everett Ross meeting with T'Challa and the Wakandan delegation at the UN, which we never saw in the finished film. Judging by Ross's body language in this deleted clip here, I wonder if he might be trying to dissuade T'Challa from revealing the truth about Wakanda, or at least be voicing his own doubts about what the repercussions might be. Either way, the reason this footage is missing from the theatrical release is that according to Ryan Coogler, the ending to the movie was originally quite different. Initially, T'Challa's UN speech about opening up Wakanda to the rest of the world was going to be the final scene before the credits started to roll. In an interview with the Radio Times, Coogler said it was a complicated thing. It was one of those things where we were working on the ending and the edit, and we were kind of deciding how we'd play it. We knew we had the ability to do a post-credit sequence if we wanted to. Coogler also explained that, in the end, he wanted the final scene to parallel the first scene in Oakland. As he said, if you think about it, the UN scene and the scene that happens in Oakland are basically the same scene. It's a reveal of who Wakandans are. The only difference is who they're revealing that to, and we thought that it was stronger emotionally to end in Oakland. Now, what Coogler says does make absolute sense, though some Marvel fans might have preferred if the UN speech had been in the movie, as we might have got an extra end credit scene that way. By the way, if you want to understand why the ending of Black Panther is so important for the MCU, plus how it sets up Avengers Infinity War, then tap up here to watch my full breakdown of the ending, or click the links in the video description below. The King's all-female bodyguard, the Dora Milaje, play a big part in some of the movie's most spectacular action sequences, with Danai Gurira giving an awesome performance as Okoye. But it looks like there were still some cuts to the Dora's screen time. Last year, Vanity Fair reported that in an early rough cut of footage from the film, there was a scene of the Dora Milaje dancing on a boat which featured Danai Gurira's Okoye and Florence Kasumba's Ayo swaying rhythmically back in formation with the rest of their team. Okoye eyes Ayo flirtatiously for a long time as the camera pans in on them. Eventually, she says, appreciatively and appraisingly, "You look good." Ayo responds in kind, and Okoye grins and replies, "I know." While some of the dancing did make it into the final film, the flirtation between Okoye and Ayo, who in the comics has a romantic relationship with another Dora Milaje, was cut. In an interview with Vulture, Ayo actress Kasumba seemed to confirm the moment had been filmed, but that it was given the chop. While Kasumba couldn't confirm the reason for its removal, she suggested it might have been because the movie had a lot to do in introducing the world of Wakanda and needed to keep the focus on T'Challa. However, this isn't the first time that a scene which hints towards an LGBTQ character has been cut from a Marvel movie, the most recent being in Thor Ragnarok, where a scene of a woman leaving Valkyrie's bedroom was deleted from the film. In the MCU's Black Panther, Okoye is in a relationship with W'Kabi, and that ends up being significant in the movie's finale. So I wonder whether that played any part in the decision to drop the earlier moment between Okoye and Ayo. An interview with the film's co-writer Joe Robert Cole indicates that may be the case, as he suggests that they did have the LGBTQ storyline from the comics in mind, though it wouldn't have been a major theme, and they also discussed many different arcs for different characters. And although Kasumba has said that she felt it was important in this first film to clearly establish the Dora Milaje as a unit, she would still like Ayo's sexuality to be explored in a future Black Panther movie. Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger has been rightfully praised for bringing an excellent antagonist into the MCU. However, in the early stages, Ryan Coogler, who's a comics fan himself, had plans to introduce a different villain into the movie. That villain was Kraven the Hunter, who first appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man comics and is a big game hunter. Coogler particularly enjoyed Christopher Priest's run on the Black Panther comics, where Panther fought Kraven. However, Marvel told him he couldn't use the character. I suspect because Kraven was introduced in the Spider-Man comics, the character is bundled up with Sony Spider-Man rights. Obviously, we do have Spider-Man in the MCU right now. However, that was a specific arrangement which Marvel Studios had to broker with Sony. Sony themselves are developing their own Spider-Man related universe, which appears to be separate to the MCU, with characters like Venom, Silver Sable and Black Cat, and possibly even Kraven himself. When Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole started working on ideas for the movie, another character they seriously considered about including was Patriot, aka Elijah Bradley, who's one of the founders of the Young Avengers. In the comics, Patriot is the grandson of Isaiah Bradley, who was one of the 300 African American soldiers used as test subjects for the Super Soldier Serum. The thing is though, Patriot isn't actually part of Black Panther's story in the comics, and that's why Coogler ultimately decided against introducing him in the movie, as he wanted to concentrate more on Wakanda and characters who are already part of that world. Showing us the nation of Wakanda in all its glorious detail was always going to be a central part of the Black Panther film, but so was travelling beyond the African country's borders, as the filmmakers wanted to give a sense of some of the effects of Wakanda's isolationism. But while the finished film globetrots between Busan, South Korea, Oakland, California, London, Vienna and Nigeria's Sambisa Forest, an early draft of the movie also included a sequence in Chicago. According to screenwriter Joe Robert Cole, it was going to be a pretty big scene, though sadly he didn't elaborate. One of the standouts in Black Panther was Letitia Wright's Shuri, tech genius and T'Challa's little sister. Shuri is also an interesting character in the comics who's taken on the mantle of Black Panther herself on occasions. And in fact, Letitia Wright has said she thought Ryan Coogler had toyed with the idea of setting up Shuri as a Black Panther, and I can see a little hint to that in the neckpiece with panther teeth that she wore in some scenes of the movie. For the moment though, I expect T'Challa will be the only Black Panther, and Shuri's appearances in Avengers Infinity War and other crossovers will again showcase her incredible tech skills and ability to create highly advanced gadgets. But perhaps when Black Panther's sequel arrives in Phase 4, we could see Shuri put on a Black Panther suit. She could either be an additional Black Panther to T'Challa, or she could take over from him, for example if he were injured. After all, there were 3 suits in her lab. T'Challa took one of course, and I think Killmonger took the gold-toothed necklace, which would conveniently leave 1 spare for her. And that's without even counting any future suits she might design. Now, what do you think of any of the deleted scenes or things that didn't make it into Black Panther? Is there anything you wish had been included, or are you happy with the final version? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to also subscribe to enter my Black Panther giveaway. If you enjoyed this, do hit the like button and share the video. And why not join the notification squad by clicking the bell for all my new videos. Also tap any of the links here to check out more videos you might like. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!